Hi, this is Jeff Kratz with the Onega Media Squad. Uh, Today we will be interviewing the Blaine Sport coaches. First off, we have Ben Kufal with Dave Smith.
Hi, it's Ben with the Onega High School Media class. Here with me today is head track coach Dave Schmidt. Coach, how long have you been coaching track?
Well, I've had at Havensville Grade School, I had the boys and girls for 17 years, and then I was Mr. Boren's assistant for about 4 or 5, and now I've been here about 4 or 5 with the head track coach here. So it's been almost 30 years total.
All right. What are some of your expectations this season?
Well, we always try to get as many people to state as possible, and that's always, but we basically want to see improvement, and we want to get numbers out because the numbers will help towards the other towards the other sports. So numbers, and we do want to get a nice group to state also.
How do you think the change from 2A to 1A will affect your team this season?
A lot of people think it's going to be easier. In a way it is, but for the most part, it's just going to be every bit as hard just because in 2A, you'll get schools playing baseball and softball, so you'll lose some of them. In 1A, most 1As won't play baseball, softball, so you're going to get everybody. So the competition is every bit as stiff.
Garrett and Cheyenne were both state qualifiers last season in 2A. Do you think they have a good chance to make it again in 1A this year?
They should be. I checked last year's results from 1A, and they should be in real good shape. So I expect them to be back.
All right. Do you think anyone else on the team has a good chance to make it to state this season?
We have a good group of juniors and seniors. Michael Eisenbarth, Eli Zedek, Logan Martin, and a couple of relays. And I probably left out a few, but we should have a handful of kids making it.
Though the season hasn't started yet, who do you expect to be the toughest competition at your regionals?
Basically, there is no one team. They don't have those types of numbers. Usually Centralia and Hanover, but overall, again, like I said, all the schools, just because they don't have baseball, softball, so there's just a lot of numbers, so the competition is just going to be good. But Hanover, Centralia, and Axel will be good.
All right. That's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ben, for that interview. Next up, we have Michael Eisenfeld interviewing Blake Burns.
Hey, it's Michael Eisenbarth here with the Onega High School Media Squad, and today I'm here with Mr. Behrens, the head high school golf coach. Thank you for being here, Mr. Behrens. So how many years have you been coaching high school golf here at Onega?
If I were to guess, it would be about 9 years.
All right, so this year, or for the season so far, are you happy with the numbers you have? Were you expecting to have more or less kids out?
That's about the number. We've got 12 kids out. That's about the number I expected. And 12 is a great number to have because you've got 6 kids you can take to varsity meets and 6 kids you can take to JV meets. So 12 is just about the perfect number.
Okay, and what are your thoughts on having several kids out this year who have past experience with varsity meets?
Should help us out quite a bit. We've got 3 seniors that have been out for all 4 years. We've got a junior that's been out for all 3 years, and most of them have played varsity every year they've been out. So that experience should help us out quite a bit later on in the year.
Okay, and for the viewers at home, what does your team's practices consist of?
At the golf course, we have a kind of a practice facility area where we have the driving range, the putting green, the chipping green, and we spend about a half hour each day working in these 3 locations. And then for the next 45 minutes or an hour, we go out and play different holes, and I'll go out and work with different groups on different days.
All right. What are your expectations for this season?
I have pretty high expectations. With the experience we have, with the seniors we have, we should be able to compete well at league and compete well at regionals.
Okay. And are there any specific meets this season that you are really looking forward to?
I always like going to Nemaha Valley because I think they've got a fantastic course. But also regionals, we've never played there before. Anytime you can go play a course that you've never played is always a lot of fun.
Okay, and like you just said previously, you guys will have to do some traveling for regionals all the way down to Pleasanton this year since the 1A changed. Do you think this will be in your team's favor?
I hope so. Other than the 3-hour drive and probably staying the night, in 1A you have fewer teams, so that helps us out quite a bit. And a lot of the teams that we'll see at Pleasanton are in our league, so we're familiar with those teams. So we can kind of figure out where we match up at
Okay.
regional.
Well, that's all we have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for that interview. Next up, we have Adam Cole interviewing Ann Schuthel.
Hello, my name is Adam Coe, and I'm here for the Onega Media Squad, and today I'm here with Mrs. Souther. So, Mrs. Souther, as you know, you're here for track. So, how long have you been coaching track?
This will be my 37th year of coaching junior high track, and it's been an exciting year. It's been a change with the addition of sixth graders this year because we've never had sixth grade participate in track, so it's been kind of interesting.
How has that changed up the routine?
Oh, you know, it's added some numbers. As for the routine, you know, a solid track workout is still going to be a part of their workout too. It hasn't really changed. They're still expected to do the same workout, the same emphasis and effort as the 7th and 8th graders.
What aspects do you feel your team could improve on?
Well, at this stage, we haven't had a meet yet. It's always, we're getting about to that point where about time for a meet to see where we're at. But you know, I think track is one of those sports that, you know, the goal is to help improve and become better runner, technique-wise, to improve their running form, and then you throw in those field events. And as we progress through these 3 weeks of practice already, you can see the improvement in the form, you can see the improvement in time, and also in their technique on the field events.
Now, are there any new techniques you guys are bringing to the table this year?
Oh, not a whole lot. We're looking a little bit different at discus, some different things. We're trying to improve that event. Triple jump and long jump, Coach Calloway is working with, so I'm hoping he has some benefits to add to that. And then we've just added Coach Lamar, who will be working with our high jumpers. And I think hopefully he'll bring in some new techniques to maybe get a little more height on those jumps.
Okay. Have you noticed any leadership from like the 8th grade helping out the younger kids?
Yes, they've come along. You know, they're kind of, when you get to the end of the school year, you know, they're kind of, I don't know, you can see the end of that tunnel, ready for the next phase to start on. But they've stepped up. They've done very well. I mean, as a whole, I've got 43 out for track, and you know, we've had really good practices throughout since we started. So it's been good.
Now, for my final question, how do you three coaches manage to keep up with all them kids?
Well, I've set it up. It's really nice being able to have the additional 2 coaches this year, especially when you have this many out and you have the new format with including 6th graders, which to them this is a whole new thing, just like it is for 7th grade. In general, we set it up. I set up the work schedule, the practice schedule for that night, the running, etc. And then we've divided up the field events so that each of us have a field event or 2 field events that we then focus on and do our research and work with those students on that. And they're both very good about, you know, talking to each other, trying to figure out where the best place is to, what events to put these kids in, so that we can put them in spots where they can get some success, and as a whole, they're going to help the whole team. And these 2 gentlemen, I think, are going to do a good job in keeping all of us informed as to what's going on.
All right. Well, that's all we have today for Mrs. Souther. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam, for that interview. Well, that's all we have for today's episode. This is Seth Tress signing off.